The Wilson Combat Beretta carry package, oh yeah. A fine pistol needs a fine cigar. Wilson Combat Beretta, Partagas Maduro. I'm sending my Beretta Model 92 FS Compact to Wilson to do a complete custom carry package. This is the pistol before I'm sending it. You know, the Beretta makes really high quality firearms, and the Compact really is just a little smaller than the 92 FS standard. And I really like the way this shoots. It's just very pointable. It's very slick action. But when Wilson gets a hold of this pistol, it's going to transform it completely. And that's really what I'm looking for. So we're going from this to this, and what an incredible transformation. This gun is just beautiful. Of course, first thing you're going to notice is this burnt bronze. It's an armor tough finish, extremely durable, and it's one of the proprietary finishes that Wilson does. And they do offer a number of different finishes. I really wanted the burnt bronze with the black barrel. And then of course my base plate. And then the dirty olive G10 grips with the Wilson logo. Bill Wilson started his gun business, the Wilson Gun Shop, in 1977 out of the back of a family jewelry store. And what's really funny is it parallels with me, because my family had a family jewelry store and I had a small gun business in there. Of course, you know, we go in different paths for sure. But Bill Wilson started producing his own parts in 1983 and then began to produce a complete 1911 by 1996. And as long as I've been into guns, I've known who Bill Wilson is and have bought a lot of Wilson parts. And the quality of Wilson is just, you know, it's been around obviously for a long time. Now, for the Beretta project, Bill Wilson consulted with Ernest Langdon, who is a former veteran and also a competitive shooter and owns Langdon Tactical, and has really taken the Beretta to the next level. One of the things about Beretta, though, is that it's been around since the 1500s. It is the oldest gun company in the world. And these guys really know what they're doing, and then add Bill Wilson and Wilson Combat to the mix, and you've got just a solid winner. Of course, you want to make sure the gun isn't loaded. Check the chamber, and it is empty. As you can see, the hammer's back. Right here, the safety, and this is a decocker and safety. It has been replaced and just extended just a little bit to make it easier. But no longer an ambidextrous safety, which is good for me because I am right-handed. To be honest with you, when I ordered this, I really wanted the Type G model safety. In fact, I'm going to order that directly from Wilson and install it myself. But one of the things about the Beretta 92 that has always been an issue with me is when you drop the hammer, you have to remember to pop it back up for it to fire. Because when it's down, no go. And that's good for a lot of people. They like to have that safety feature. Me, it's a double action pistol. I'd really rather it be with no safety, considering all the guns that I typically carry are in that same mode of operation. But it's still a beautiful design, and this is very nice. The finish on here is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's the bronze really turned out well. It really matched with the grips. So we're going to go through and talk about some of the different things that they've done. Now, one is the action tuning. And Berettas are slick, but man, is this super smooth. With the open barrel design, Berettas just tend to have a very slick action, and this is definitely one. And then we're going to bring it back down again. But This is one of the things they've done is what they call the action tune, and everything has been tuned up, slicked down, made for just very smooth operation. And one of my favorite things is the trigger pull. With the double action, it's just, I mean, buttery smooth, and it's been reduced, the trigger pull weight. It's not a lot of stacking. It's just a nice, sweet trigger pull. On the single action, just a little bit of take up, and then a really crisp snap. Reset right there. So, you know, I am really excited about getting this to the range. I haven't even shot it yet. I wanted to go through it before I took it to the range in case I dropped it or beat it up, which can happen with me. But again, the double action, which, you know, typically I don't shoot a lot of double action, and after the first round anyway, it'll be in the rear position, and then you have that crisp single action. Okay, and we're going to check the trigger pull. Single action, 3 pounds 11 ounces, 4 pounds 1 ounce. 4 pounds 15 ounces, right at the 4 pound, just a little under the 4 pound mark, which is really nice. Now, double action, 6 pounds 9 ounces, 6 pounds 5 ounces. Man, that is just really sweet. They replaced the standard hammer with a commander style hammer. Makes it a lot easier to be able to grab that hammer to pull it back for, you know, single action shots. Now, one service that they typically offer is recheckering the back and the front straps, because a lot of the older models had just serrations that came straight down, and this really adds a lot. With this model, it was a very new compact model, and it already had the serrations, so that wasn't done, but that is standard for their concealed carry package. The sights have also been replaced. The rear sight is just a black outline, and then the front sight has been drilled and a fiber optic rod has been replaced. Has the rear battle sight with the U-notch, and that fiber optic rod is just going to make a beautiful contrast. Now, the trigger guard has been rounded off from the square trigger guard, which I prefer, and then a beveled magazine well right here to allow those magazines to be inserted even faster. And the magazines on the Beretta are already tapered pretty well, so this really makes this very easy to load and unload. It has an oversized magazine release, and there are different options that you can pick, but I wanted the Wilson logo on here. If I'm going to get a Wilson custom job done on a pistol, I want there to be logos everywhere, and right here on the slide as well. It does retain the Beretta logos, which I wanted, and Type M9A1 because of the rail, and then on this side the 92FS Compact L 9mm. Now, even though the barrel is still black, it has also been tough coated. One of the things we're going to do now is to disassemble the firearm to show some of the interior changes. And of course, Berettas are super easy to disassemble. Just press in here and bring that lever down, and it just disengages your slide assembly. Now, one of the first things they've done is replace the recoil spring, but it's still the standard 13-pound factory weight. And then the guide rod has been fluted, which makes it really nice, and that armor coat as well, the armor tough coat. Now, you can see the interior of the pistol is still beautiful with the armor tough coat. It has been test fired at the factory, I can see right here, but it still retains all the finish on the slide rails. And we're going to reassemble. Beretta is just a smooth firearm, and I just love the quality. The Beretta 92 Compact is already a very smooth shooting gun. I mean, it's very little difference between its full-size brother, and there's very little dimensional differences, honestly. But once you get the Wilson treatment, I mean, it just slicks all the surfaces even more. Of course, no malfunctions whatsoever, and typically with these you don't get any malfunctions. The controls were really solid. The magazine release was really easy to get to, as you can see, and you know, everything just functioned. The decocker, it was really easy to get to. It's extended just a little bit. The action, smooth, The sights are fantastic. The black contrast with that fiber optic, it just made it so easy to see that target. And I really like that addition. I'm really glad that I went with that. The U-notch in the back is really nice as well. Commander hammer makes it a little easier to grab. With the reliefs right in the magazine well, again, makes those magazines really easy to get back in. I mean, it's already super smooth, and it just throws them out of the way to allow you to get to your next magazine. Trigger pull, super smooth. That's one of the things I can just say about Berettas, but especially with the Wilson Combat, is smooth is what I think. It's just, it feels very natural. The recoil obviously is not that big a deal with the 92, and just smooth like butter. Shooting 21 feet or 7 yards with Freedom Munitions 115 grain full metal jacket. Nice little groups, just a touch right below the bullseye, and just a smooth shooting pistol. Now these sights are set for 25-yard accuracy, about 1.25 inches from a rest. One of the reasons why we're shooting a little bit low is because the accuracy is at 25 yards, plus I was just shooting offhand. This sitting at a rest would really provide incredible accuracy. Now here's the pistol after our range session. We shot 150 rounds of Freedom Munitions 115 grain 9mm. And I wanted to show you some of the wear characteristics you're going to see. And I guess I should say lack thereof. You know, it is dirty, I haven't cleaned it, but no wear on the rails really. You know, it's just the finish really has held up. I'm sure over time, I don't care what kind of finish you have, it's going to wear because it's metal on metal. A little bit right here at the back. The barrel, no discernible wear there as well. Now on the Wilson Combat website, it goes into all the different options, the different prices, the different packages that they offer. They do offer a number of custom carry packages. The basic carry package runs $340. So that's the base. If you're going to go with the coating and with the trigger guard rounded off, a lot of other different back straps, you know, cut, you know, it runs on up. In fact, their standard custom carry package runs up to $795. And there's a lot of options that go with that. And then there are also some competitive packages as well. So there's a lot of different things that go into building one of these pistols. Now, and lead times on these, it took me 6 weeks to get this one. But I've heard other stories where, you know, sometimes it can take up to 8 weeks. And, you know, when you're really putting together a good package, and I guess it has a lot to do with what you're going to have done to the pistol. But Wilson's very responsive. You can get in touch with them. They're very good to work and walk through whatever feature you're thinking about. You know, if there's something particular you want to look at, you know, you can give them a call or send them an email, and they're really good and very responsive. Now, if you're looking for even more features on the Wilson Combat as far as reviews, check out Yankee Marshall. He has about 3 of these, and a lot of different packages, and really goes through and does a thorough review, so check him out. And I want to thank Wilson Combat for the fantastic job they did on this pistol. It really transformed this pistol from a really good high quality pistol to a work of art. And I want to thank Freedom Munitions for sending the ammo. This really helps a lot when you're doing your testing. You're not worried about, you know, I've only got a couple of boxes of 9mm. I can get out there and really test these firearms the way they should be tested. If you're interested in the standard compact, Beretta compact, I do have a review, and I'll have it annotated right here. And you can look at all the different specs and everything else of the standard Beretta compact pistol. A fine wine would complement the Wilson Combat Beretta. But after spending this much money, you better stick to Busch Light. So the Wilson Combat Beretta carry package, thumbs way up. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. Beretta is the oldest gun manufacturer in the... Wilson is the oldest gun manufacturer in the world, dating back to the 1500s. Now the magazine, well, okay, to run the... So the Wilson Beretta carry